welcome to another lawnfawn video. Today we are so excited to be introducing our brand new die set Build-A-Gumball machine. It helps you build a gumball machine and a shaker too. We're also going to be introducing all the smiles and its coordinating dies, and this set has all the smiles to add to all of your favorite images and die cuts. So first let's take a look at the Build-A-Gumball machine. We have the machine frame and the machine base, and then the decorative base piece. We also have the coin slot here, and then some pieces that you can layer together to be the area where the gumball comes out, and some decorative pieces that go on the top of the gumball machine too. And we'll show you how to layer these all in just a second. We have the little turn thing, some cute little coins, and then gumballs in both a heart shape and a circle shape. So let's start layering all of these pieces together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to layer this decorative piece over the base of the machine. And you can see how you can add that right there onto the machine. Then we can add some liquid glue to the back, and then we're going to layer that over the base. And this is how you create a flat gumball machine, but you can also create a shaker, and we'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. Now here is that adorable gumball machine, and now we're going to add some of the decorative items to the top. So you could add this little layer to the top and then another layer piece underneath it. And so you can play around with different colors or metallic cardstocks and things like that. So I love that there's so many different ways to layer all of the pieces to get so many different looks. We also have a little piece that adds the detail to the top of the base part of the machine. And then we also have the piece that's going to be where the gumball is going to come out of. And this is how you layer all of those. So we're going to add some liquid glue to this piece that has the opening. And we're going to layer that right over that smaller piece there. And that's going to give you a color for the background. So I like to do that in black or gray or maybe even a dark brown for the inside of the machine. And then you can take this little frame to add another color. So you don't have to add that frame, but if you want to add an extra color onto the gumball machine, this is a really cool way to do it. And so you can layer that right around. Now you'll see this base has some embossed detail. That's going to tell you where all of these little pieces are going to go. So this is the coin slot piece right here. And so you're going to add that right there. And then right over top, you can layer the area where the gumball is going to come out. On the coin slot piece, you'll see there's a little embossed circle, and that's where the little turning mechanism is going to go, and so you can layer that right on top, which just looks so cute. Then here you can see how you can layer the gumballs in the machine, and you can either do the heart-shaped ones or the circle shapes, or you can mix them all together. And then there's these tiny little coins, which are fun for setting the scene, or you can also add them right into the coin slot, which is so cute. And I just can't get over how adorable this gumball machine is, and we're going to make one really soon, but first we're going to take a look at All the Smiles stamp set. Now, All the Smiles has a bunch of smiles in all different sizes and all different styles. So if you've ever been stamping something or you've die cut something and you say, I wish I had the perfect smiley face for this, this set is going to have that. Now we've also included some other images in this set too. So we have some cute little balloons and different size balloon strings and some cute cakes too. And these are really fun to have for creating really adorable birthday cards. And they're also really perfect for stamping all of these cute and different smiley faces from the set in. And so that's what we're going to start doing now. So we're going to add some smiley faces into these balloons, and I love that you can mix and match so many of the smiles. So I like to take them and kind of layer them over the balloons and see what might look cute in each of the balloons. And this little one with the glasses, oh my gosh, it just makes me laugh. This guy has his tongue sticking out. You can see there's so many different styles, and smiley faces tiny enough even for that small little balloon. One of the things that I love about these smiley faces is that I'm often looking for a bigger smiley face to add into different die cuts, and this set has that, which is so great. And so here's a look at this here. So I've die cut some of my favorite images. We have a cute carrot, a sun, an ice cream cone, a cloud, a tomato, anything that you want to die cut. If you want to add a smiley face, you can find it in this stamp set. So look how cute this guy looks with the little stamp smiley face. The sunglasses is of course perfect for the sun. That just makes me smile there. Then here we have the little winky one for the ice cream, which is so super cute. And I like that you can stamp them on different parts of the die cuts to kind of give them different looks. So we're going to stamp over to the right here on the cloud. And on this tomato, I'm going to rotate the smile a little bit so he kind of looks like he's looking over to the left, which I think is a really cute look. We've also included these little rosy cheeks in the stamp set too, and so I'm going to stamp those on the cloud in some ballet slippers ink, and that is just so adorable. So I love that now we have all the smiles that we could ever need with this awesome stamp set. Now I'm going to use my Copic markers to add some color to these fun images, but you can use whatever your favorite thing is, whether it's colored pencils or watercolor or other types of alcohol markers. And these are just so much fun to color in. And I'm just doing a bunch of really bright and happy colors. I just wanted to look at some bright and happy colors. So I'm going to go ahead and color in these balloons and the cakes to match, which I think is so fun. And you'll see I'll just add a little bit of a shadow and then I'll blend it out with my lighter marker. And just with two markers, you can get a really beautiful dynamic look on all of these cute little cakes. And I'm going to use the same colors as I did for the balloons and just blend that out. And then for all the cakes, I'm going to make them kind of like a little vanilla cake. So I'm going to use these light brown colors and just add all of this color onto each of the cakes. And the little smiling cakes are just so cute and sweet. And we'll add some color into the candles. And now these are all done and they are going to be ready to put on a happy birthday card. Now here are the coordinating dies for the stamp set, which you can bend apart at the tabs or use your wire snips to separate. Then you can take the dies and line them up with your stamped images. Hold it in place with some low-tack tape. Then you can run it through the die cut machine and you'll have perfectly cut out images every time. And then here are all of the die cut images from the set, and of course there's a ton of smiley faces that you can mix and match on these or other stamps or dies in your collection. And there's all these cute little balloon strings that you can mix and match on the balloons to get whatever look is perfect for your card. And we're going to be creating a card with these guys in just a little bit. But for right now, we're going to go back to this adorable gumball machine. And this is our new tomato colored cardstock, which is this gorgeous bright red that's just perfect for the gumball machine. And so I'm going to be die cutting all of these little detail pieces. And so we're going to run those through the die cut machine and have this beautiful bright red. Now I wanted them to have a little bit of shading on them. So I'm just going to take a little finger brush and some lobster ink, which is a close color red, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shadow to each of these. It's really subtle, but it's going to make the brightness of the cardstock really pop by having a little bit of a dark edge with that ink color right there. Now I'm going to set those pieces aside and now I'm going to work on my gumballs. And I have a bunch of different colors of cardstocks here from the textured collection because they have these really bright colors that I thought would be perfect for the gumballs. And so for the gumballs to add a shadow, I am just going to be using my markers. And you can see that I'm adding kind of a little shadow there and then blending out the edge with the colorless blender. Now, as I started adding color to these, you can see that the marker starts to fade. And I always start a little bit lighter than I think I'm going to need. And so what I decided to do is I actually went back and just added a little bit of a darker marker to the edge there just to really give the gumballs a shadow and make them pop. And so I just picked a color green that was just a little bit darker than that green cardstock. And so this is a really fun way to get a really cool, almost like ink blended look by starting with a color of cardstock and just picking a marker that's a little bit darker than your cardstock and then just running it along the edge and then just blending it out with your colorless blender. And it's going to give this just like really, really gorgeous look on all of these gumballs. Then the last thing that I wanted to do was just use my white gel pen to add some little shine marks. So I'm adding the little shine mark right underneath the die cut shine mark just to really help them pop. I'm going to be creating a shaker, so I really want these to pop in the shaker. And I think this is going to make the gumballs look just so cute and kind of three-dimensional. Now we're going to start building up the shaker. So this is the base piece, and we're going to die cut that out of some white cardstock. And this is going to be the base for the shaker. And then we're going to take the frame piece, and we're going to die cut that a bunch of times. I believe I die cut either 6 or 7 of these. And we're going to be stacking these up to create height. You could also use some foam tape to create height, but this is my favorite way to do it because I find it really, really easy to do. So I'm going to add some liquid glue on the back of this, and then we're going to start layering them onto the base. And so the base will be the base of our shaker. And as we stack these frames up, it's going to give us height so that all of our shaker pieces can move around inside. Next, we're going to start working on the shaker window. And to do that, I love using double-sided adhesive sheets because they give this really nice adhesive and I don't have to worry about liquid glue getting onto my acetate piece that's going to be the window. So I'm going to take one of these double-sided adhesive sheets out and I'm just going to kind of lay it on a piece of white cardstock. I'm going to put the die there and then just use my scissors to trim. So I just am using the exact size of a piece of this double-sided adhesive sheet that I need. Once I have that all trimmed, I'm going to go ahead and peel off the back of that liner paper on the adhesive sheet, and we're just going to attach that onto a piece of cardstock. And this is effectively creating a sticker cardstock. So now we can take our frame piece and we're just going to put it right on top of that double-sided adhesive sheet that we've added to the white cardstock. We'll run it through the die cut machine, and now we have this great sticker that's got the double-sided adhesive sheet on the front, and on the back we're going to use some liquid glue just like we did before so that we can layer it on top of the frame. And so now we'll have a little bit of extra height for our shaker pieces to move around, and then we're going to have some double-sided adhesive sheet at the top. But before we add our shaker window, we need to add our shaker elements. So one of my favorite tricks for shakers is I like to take out a powder tool and I run it all along the inside here. This powder is going to stick to any adhesive that might be there and remove any tackiness to make sure that our pieces can really move around in there. So I'm just going to take that powder and just move it all around the inside, make sure I remove any excess stickiness from that glue. And now I can start to take these adorable gumballs and put them in the gumball machine. And this to me is where the gumball machine just kind of starts to come to life. I think this just looks so cute. Now, along with all of these cute little gumballs, I'm also going to be adding in some little like sparkly things that I had, some little shaker mixes here because I just wanted a little extra sparkle. And sometimes I feel like adding these little sequins or little bits kind of help the cardstock pieces move around because it gives some like slick little pieces that are going to move around in there too. And I mean, who doesn't love a little sparkle? So we're going to add those in there. And now you can see that base piece that we cut for the base of the shaker. We've now used that base piece to cut a piece of acetate to be the window. Now we're going to peel up the liner paper of that double-sided adhesive sheet, and now we can add this awesome little window right on top. And once again, by using the double-sided adhesive sheet, I don't have to worry about any glue seeping on to that acetate window. But of course, if you're careful with your glue, you could use glue for this part too. And now you can already see how the shaker is starting to work. Now, the next part of this gumball machine, I really wanted to use this gorgeous metallic cardstock, but I'm also going to use double-sided adhesive sheet again. So you'll see I'm just using that frame die as a guide again to cut my piece, and I'm going to be adding this adhesive sheet to the back of my metallic cardstock. So we're going to lay this piece right on there. And you'll see that that's going to be on the back of the metallic cardstock. That way, the metal for the machine is going to kind of poke out the front, and then on the back, we're going to have our sticker piece that's going to attach down onto our gumball machine. And so you can see how gorgeous that gold metallic cardstock looks. We're going to peel off that liner paper, and now we can just attach that right on top. Once again, if you're careful with your liquid glue, you could use that, but I like using the double-sided adhesive sheets so that I don't have to worry about making any mistakes because sometimes I'm not the most careful with my glue. All right, so now you can see this gumball machine is starting to form, and the gold looks so cool. I think this would be beautiful also with silver metallic cardstock or the holographic. I mean, that would be gorgeous. So now we're going to take all of those gumball machine pieces that we inked up earlier, and we're also going to work on that little base piece. This is the base piece that adds the kind of shadow for where the gumball comes out. And so I just started with some white cardstock, and I'm just shadowing it with some gray markers just to create that look of kind of the dark part of where the gumball is going to come out. I'm going to layer that piece down first, and then now I can layer this decorative piece that has the opening over top. Then we're also going to add the coin slot piece. I really should have added that piece first, but that's okay. I was able to tuck it behind there, so it's looking really cute. And then for the little frame around the opening, I decided to use some more gold metallic cardstock so that it's going to look like the other gold pieces that we're going to have kind of peeking out. So I think that just looks so cute. And right at this moment, I wanted to add some white gel pen lines, and I decided to do it now before I kind of glued everything together because I thought it might be easier to just add those there. And the white gel pen lines really just help the whole thing pop. And it looks like the white gel pen lines on the gumballs, which I think is really cute too. And so we're going to add that to these other little decorative pieces that are going to go towards the top and the bottom of the gumball machine. The other thing that we need to do is add that little turning mechanism there. And right here, I wish I would have added a little gold coin into the slot. I forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that later when I go back to creating again, because I think it would look so cute and it would really match all the other gold elements. Now here I'm going to add that one little decorative piece right there for the red. So it's going to look like a red machine that has gold details. And I think this is so cute. And here you can really start to see how you could layer all sorts of different colors. And in the next card, Shari is going to do some cool contrasting colors on the machine that's going to be really fun. So now we've got our cute little shaker going, and it's time to work on our card base. So here I have a standard size card base that's 5.5 by 4.25. I'm using the largest of the stitch rectangles and then the second largest of the outside in stitch rectangles. And I'm going to use this to create a frame. So I'm just going to layer them both together and just hold them both in place with some low tack tape and run them through the die cut machine all at once on this really gorgeous Rainbow Ever After paper. And that's created this really cool stitch frame that's going to beautifully frame our gumball machine. And right now I am recreating a card by Elena, so thank you so much, Elena. I'm going to add some foam squares to the back of that whole frame, and we're going to layer that right onto the white cardstock. And what I love about this is the rest of the card is really clean and classic so that the gumball machine is like the main star of the show. So we're going to add some adhesive to the back of the gumball machine shaker and then layer that right into the card. And this is looking so cute already. All right, now we've got to add a little gumball coming out of the gumball machine. So I'm going to layer one more gumball right down there. And then I'm going to go ahead and look at the treat cart sentiment add-on because it has some really cute sentiments that would be adorable with this. And so I'm going to stamp out "You Are a Treat," and we're going to die cut that with a sentiment banner. Now for Elena's card, she used the "Would You Be Mine" stamp set, and it has a phrase that says "I choose you," and I thought that was so cute too. So this is a fun way to kind of shop your stash for fun, punny sentiments that might work great for your gumball machine. But the "You Are a Treat" is just so fun and adorable, and I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of this sentiment, and we're going to add that right there to the edge, kind of overlapping a bit of the gumball machine, which I think is a really cool look. And now this card is all done, and look at the shaker. Isn't that so fun? I could shake this all day, and I have been. It's just adorable. And you can imagine once I add that little gold coin in there, it's going to have another little pop of gold, which is just going to be so pretty. I think this card is so much fun. It's perfect for birthdays. It's perfect for thank yous. It's perfect for thinking of yous. I mean, there's so many cute things you can do with it because who doesn't love a gumball machine? So now that we have this card all done, Shari is going to create a super cute gumball machine, and she's going to incorporate all the smiles on these adorable gumballs. So take it away, Shari.
Today I'm using the Build-A-Gumball machine to create a really fun, bright and colorful birthday card. So here are the Build-A-Gumball machine dies, and I've already cut out all of my pieces. Look at all those rainbow gumballs and all these fun pieces to my gumball machine. So let's start to assemble these pieces. For the main body of the gumball machine, I used some fog cardstock, so it's that bright color, but yet it's still not bright white. And I am layering that solid piece on the back side, and it is cut from some vellum. So we get that kind of frosty look, but it also looks like we can see through the gumball machine. For the body of the gumball machine, I used a variety of teal colored cardstocks. For the top, that's peacock with a little silver glitter cardstock detail. For the body of the gumball machine at the bottom, I used mermaid for the main part, and then of course peacock for those details. For this little inside piece here that's inside the hole where the gumballs come out, instead of using a black or a gray, I thought it would be fun to pull in the rainforest cardstock, which is the dark teal color. And then for that little detail piece right here where the coin goes and the little uh, thing that you turn, I use some Tide Pool cardstock. So it's just slightly darker than the mermaid, and I think that gives it a really fun tone on tone look where it looks like it's all the same color, but yet it has some dimension off of the main body of the gumball machine. For the little details here, I have that same silver sparkle cardstock. I thought that would be fun for those details, and I think it looks kind of like a chrome look on kind of a classic gumball machine. And then of course I will add this whole piece that I have assembled to the bottom of the gumball machine to complete that whole gumball machine. I'll just set a block on that to keep it flat while it dries. Now I have the All the Smiles stamp set, and I'm going to add some cute little smiles to my little rainbow gumballs. And I have cut 7 little gumballs here from Guava, Fake Tan, Sunflower, Cilantro, Mermaid, Moonstone, and Sugarplum. And I just had a lot of fun stamping these cute little smiles on these gumballs. There are a lot of cute little smiles to choose from. This one with the mustache makes me laugh. I just think it's so adorable. And I'm just stamping these in black ink right onto those gumballs. And you can see I've got lots of extra gumballs up there because the die cuts 3. So if you didn't want to use quite so many colors, you can easily cut multiples of one color and just use those. And I placed them where I thought they looked good, having a little rainbow go across my gumball machine. And I'm just picking each one of them up and sticking them back down with some liquid glue. I'm trying to do the ones that I think are in the background first, and then the ones that are in the foreground and kind of overlap, trying to do those second. And I am doing this in some liquid glue so I can kind of shift them around as I need to, which is what I'm doing here with this little guy with the mustache. I'm kind of moving him a little bit, and that green one. Now I'm making a birthday card, so I thought it would be fun if these little gumballs are wearing some party hats. So I pulled out the All the Party Hats stamp set, stamped some party hats, and colored them in rainbow colors. To keep this a little more simple and not so busy, I just stuck with colors that match the gumballs, and I used the same party hat for all of them. So as you can see, the pink gumball has a pink hat, the purple has a purple hat, and so on. And I just think that that is really cute and adds a really fun touch to this really colorful gumball machine. Now for my card background, I'm using some of the pint-sized patterns, summertime paper collection, and I'm cutting these from some of the 12 by 12 sheets. I really love this yellow with the grid. I think it is a really fun background for a card. I've also cut a bottom piece out of this pink, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment that says happy birthday along the bottom. This sentiment is also from the All the Party Hats stamp set, and I just love the font on this one. The reason I went ahead and stamped it is so I could kind of get my placement. Both of these are cut with the largest of the outside in stitch rectangles, and now I can just mark where I need to trim this pink piece down to create a tabletop for my gumball machine to sit on. So now that this is the right height for my gumball machine to fit on my card front, I can put these pieces together. And I'll just use some adhesive tape runner to do that. And I'll do the bottom first. I about put it on my yellow piece, which was about to be a mistake, but I'll add that pink piece first, then I can flip this over and add my yellow piece to my card base. And of course, since I use the largest of the outside in stitch rectangles, I will have that nice white matte frame around my card background. Now I've added some foam all over the back of this gumball machine, and the little strips of foam are perfect to fit behind the frame of the gumball machine and those little hats. But I'm just trying to hide all of the foam behind the solid pieces of cardstock and make sure that I avoid the vellum. Then I can just pull off the backer paper and pop this onto my card. I also have cut these little coins from the die set, and I cut these from holographic cardstock, which has a really, really cool shiny look. And I just thought that was really fun. And I'm just adding these around the bottom of the gumball machine. And I turned that one because there's a little heart in there, and I realized it was upside down, and I just wanted it to be right side up. Now I'm pulling out some little die cut stars. These I just keep in my desk. They're extras from when I cut them for other projects. And what I'm actually searching for right now is a purple one, which I did not have. So I had to cut some purple ones. So I used the stars from the Hearts and Stars skinny tag die to do that. And I just cut a whole line of all three sizes. I'm only going to use one of these stars, but as you can see, I always keep my extras so I can easily pull them out and have some embellishments. So once I have all my little rainbow stars that match my gumballs where I want them, I'll just pick them up and drop them back into place with a little bit of liquid glue. Now I had forgotten that I wanted to tie some of this twine around the gumball machine to kind of give it a fun look. So I'm going to try and kind of thread this through underneath, and I thought I needed my tweezers. It actually worked easier than I thought, but I meant to do this first. So just remember, do this first if you want to tie a bow. So I have that new green solid twine, and I'm just tying a bow right in front. And I just think this is a nice little decorative touch to this gumball machine. Kind of makes it look like it's a present full of happy little gumballs ready to wish you a happy birthday. So I've got that bow tied, and I can trim off the tails. And isn't that a fun little added detail? And of course, I want a little bit of sparkle on those party hats because that's a lot of fun. And I'm adding some glitter to the stars as well so that they shimmer and shine like those beautiful coins at the bottom. And then here is my finished birthday card with some happy birthday rainbow gumballs. I just think that this turned out so fun.
This is just the cutest gumball machine ever, and the little smiley faces on the gumballs, oh my gosh, they just make me smile. And speaking of all the smiles, we're going to create a card with that right now. So I went ahead and stamped and colored some balloons, and now I am stamping some of the balloon strings on some vellum in some black ink. And this is going to be a really cool way to have the balloon strings be almost have more of like that translucent feel. You'll see how it's going to look in just a little bit. So I'm going to stamp out a bunch of these, more than I'll use for this card because I just thought it would be nice to have them for any cards in the future. And then of course now we need to add some smiley faces to these adorable balloons. And so I'm going to start stamping in these balloons. And right now I am recreating a card by Maureen. So thank you so much, Maureen. And you can see that I'm picking and choosing all of these different smiley faces. I love that there's all the styles and then all the sizes, so you can really mix and match them on the balloons. And these are just looking so cute. I love this little smiley face with the eyelashes. I think it's just adorable. Here we have kind of like a kissy face one, which is really sweet. The one with the glasses is so awesome. And then we have the really cute winky face one. I love the little teeny tiny ones for the teeny tiny balloons. They're just so cute and adorable. And for now, I'm going to take all of these balloons and set them aside, and we're going to start working on a backdrop for them. And for this backdrop, we're going to be using a brand new die, which is the scalloped fringe border, and it's one of my favorite brand new dies. It is so cool. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and die cut a bunch of different cardstock with this. We're going to be die cutting a bunch of bright and happy colors and also some gold sparkle cardstock too. Then here I have some white textured cardstock that's so beautiful, and we're going to be die cutting that with the largest stitch rectangle that's 5.5 by 4.25. And then we're going to take one of these reverse scalloped windows and we're going to layer that inside to create a really, really cute scallop frame to go along with all of our scallop fringe borders. I lined those two up, held them in place with some low tack tape, and then we can run it through the die cut machine, and now we have a cute little frame, kind of like our gumball machine that we created earlier. Now I'm going to take my tape runner and run it all along the back of this frame because that tape runner is going to be what holds these little fringe pieces in place. So I'm going to lay down my first color, and then I'm just going to kind of look through the window and center it. And once it's in a good placement, I can just press down, and the adhesive that we added to the back of the frame is going to hold that in perfect placement. Then we're going to repeat the same thing, and you can see I'm kind of shifting it over so that the scallops line up in that really pretty way. And then as I press down on each scallop, the adhesive that we added to the frame is just going to hold them right in place. And you can see just how beautiful that's looking. And with the little sparkly one kind of happening every so often, I just think it's so beautiful. And these colors are just so happy. And so I'm going to keep kind of layering these. We're going to add some more sparkle in there and our last orange one for the bottom. And these are looking amazing, but they're not held together by too much, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some 1/4 inch double-sided adhesive tape, and I'm just going to run it along the back of all of these, and that's going to help hold them all in place. And it's also going to help us adhere this whole thing to our card base later. Then I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just trim off all of the excess here. Those are so pretty. It looks like the most beautiful confetti. And look at this background. Isn't that so cool? Ah, this just makes me smile. And so now we can go ahead and peel up the liner paper on all of those adhesive strips. And I love that they have a dual purpose of holding our fringe in place and also letting us attach this onto a card base. And this is a standard size card base of 5.5 by 4.25. Now it's time to bring back those adorable balloons from All the Smiles. So here's the balloons, and then I also have those cute little strings that we stamped on vellum. So I'm going to line up the coordinating dies for those, and now you can see how pretty they are. The vellum makes it feel like kind of translucent. I think that's kind of neat. And so we'll add some liquid glue to the top of each of these strings, and then we can layer them on the balloons, and we can mix and match the different styles and different sizes of strings. Then we'll add some foam squares to the back of all of these balloons to give them a nice pop off of that really cool background we created for them. And we're going to start layering them into there. And you can see that all of the colors that we colored the balloons are matching the colors of the scallop fringe border. And so we're just going to keep layering those on. It's so super cute. I just think this is just adorable. And I really like that the different colors kind of like touch the colors of the fringe. It just really makes the whole thing just work so beautifully. For the sentiment for this card, we're going to be using Offset Saying's Birthday, which has these really great like outline phrases that I just love. And we're going to be using the Wish Big from this. So we're just going to line those up just like that. And we'll be able to pick that up with a block in just a second. But at first, I'm going to take one of these brand new Stitch sentiment banners. I'm going to die cut some white cardstock. And then now I can pick up that phrase and I'm going to stamp that in some jet black ink. And we're going to be using the same markers that we used to color the balloons that coordinate with all of the colors of the cardstock. And we're going to use those on all the letters. And we'll do a darker marker at the bottom and then blend it out lighter towards the top. And that's going to give this really cool kind of gradient look. And so we're going to do that in rainbow order. And that's one of the things I love about all the different offset sayings is it's so much fun to color in these letters. I just think it looks so happy and sweet. And so you'll see that's going to go right there. So we're just going to trim off the edge here because we're going to kind of have the banner coming out from the outside. And then we're going to add some foam squares to the back to give it a nice pop, just like the balloons. And then we can layer that right onto the card. And I just think that brings all of the colors together. It just looks so cute and happy. And the next thing it needs is just a little bit of sparkle on the letters. So I'm going to take some Stickles, being inspired by Shari, and I'm going to add just a little bit towards the bottom of the letters where I added the darker marker. And that's really going to kind of accentuate that fun little ombre that we did. And the sparkle on the letters, I love, goes with the sparkle on the fringe. It's just so cute and happy. I love this so much. I can't wait to make a bunch more like this because it's so adorable. And now we have some incredible cards by the design team. And Grace is going to blow you away. She used our brand new draped ribbon stencil to create the coolest background. She added adorable critters to her gumball machine, and it is just so sweet. This card by Audrey is adorable. I love her pastel colors and all the little mice around the gumball machine. This card by Elise is just so sweet, and I love how she used a bunch of the balloons from All the Smiles and a brand new phrase from Give It a Whirl messages. This card by Maureen is so much fun. I love the little shaker pieces that she added to it, and she used our brand new hot foil plate too. This card by Letitia is just adorable. I love that she used the balloons without the smiles. There's lots of cool ways you can use the images in that set. And then this shaker by Mindy is so cute, and adding the little mice just makes me smile. This is the card by Elena that inspired us to make ours today, and I love the classic red gumball machine. And then here is another gumball machine with all of the cute little smiley faces stamped into the gumballs, which I just love. So we cannot wait to see all of your gumball machine cards and all of your smiley cards, so make sure to share them with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and we hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!